Okay, so hello beautiful people. I thought it'd be useful to make a video about how to get out of a rut or a pit, or just kind of when you feel like you are on your downward spiral, that this video kind of catches you before you get to that low point, so that you can kind of start to pull yourself out. If you find this video useful, please consider subscribing to my channel. Okay, let's just jump right in. So the first thing that I wanted to do is pretty much define what a pit is. So it is that moment that's kind of in between depression and sadness. You are kind of starting to realize that you're feeling down, you're feeling stuck. It's not for a temporary thing, it's starting to be a little bit longer lasting, and you just don't know what it is, you don't know what to do, and you are just trying to pull yourself out of that so that it doesn't dip into depression. I can also make a video about depression if that's something that you guys are interested in seeing. Now that we're kind of on the same page, now we can talk about what worked for me. These are the things that truly worked for me that I thought were game changing and truly helped me get out of a rut or a sad state or down state. After like a breakup, after something to do with work, issues with a friend, any type of significant life event that may just kind of be shaking you, rocking you, and you feel like you are now in a rut, video is useful for you. That inspired me to make this video is I know how it feels to be stuck, feel so lost. Like I have definitely been there, and my goal, my hope is to help anybody who is feeling like they're going through something like that, where they just feel stuck, they just feel alone, they just have no clue what to do. My heart is that this video gets to somebody who is in that place so that they can kind of start working their way out of it. Hey girls, so disclaimer, I recently discovered that I'm not allowed to have nails anymore. So I probably will be like trying to hide my nails as much as possible. That's why I have these little nubs, but I'm not allowed to have them for work, and so yeah. So yeah, a baddie lost her wings. The first thing that I did in order to get out of my rut is I educated myself and I rewired my brain by listening to people who had healthy mindsets. Mindset is so underrated when it comes to healing, depression, dating, self-love, self-worth. It is a buzzword, but we don't talk about it enough. I watch a lot of those videos about like dating tips or how to glow up. Mindset has to be the number one thing that you fix, and oftentimes it requires a deep rewiring of the neural pathways, rewiring of your mindset, so that you can start to see yourself as better, as healed, as improved. First, I listened to audiobooks that were about having a healthy mindset. Not necessarily manifestation, not necessarily imagining things and trying to control and manipulate the world per se, but I listened to books that were honest, that were about how you perceive the world. I listened to YouTubers that were wise and that talked about how to navigate difficult situations. The first YouTubers that I was listening to were Haley Gomba, who just used discernment, Mariah Nicole, and Dr. Ramani about narcissism, and I started just educating myself on healing, educating myself on mindset. I did it in a way that was so intense and so extreme that was what I was always listening to. And the reason for that was when you are going through a state of like sadness or you feel stuck, you have to rewire your brain so that you are now thinking about things in a healthier way. For example, part of what causes, I don't want to say causes, but one side effect of depression, or one trait that is consistent with having depression or just being extremely sad, is you just start to think about life in a very negative way. You don't really have hope. You don't believe in yourself. And what happens is, what you don't realize is, they say we have over like thousands of thoughts a day. Your brain recycles the thought over and over and over again. So a great example that I like to have is, let's say you tell yourself, don't forget your keys for work or something random that comes up. Well, you don't realize this subconsciously and maybe even consciously. You are telling yourself over and over and over again and reminding yourself, don't forget your keys, don't forget your keys, don't forget your keys. And you may have that same repetitive thought like 50 times. And so when you have thoughts of sadness and depression, sometimes you can be triggered and you could be replaying the same thought over and over and over again. So when you listen and you kind of silence your own internal like dialogue and you replace it with somebody who has a healthier, mature dialogue, a wiser dialogue, it helps you start to think like that and kind of modify, transform your thoughts in a way that's healthier. It's so helpful for me. I had to do it because I truly had to rewire my brain. Like another good example is if you make a mistake at work, let's say you're late, let's say you have one of your friends, you guys are in an argument, anything negative that could happen, a breakup, what you may do is you might replay something that you did wrong. And the crazy thing about our thoughts and the way that our mind works is that it's very, very convincing. You will legitimately believe that you are a failure. It will take so much effort to tell yourself, like, I know it's not my fault, I'm not that bad about, like, I made a mistake, but I'm not a failure, I'm not a horrible person. But your brain, depending on how you are in the mental health spectrum, your brain will tell you and it will replay, you are a failure, you made a mistake, you're a loser. And it will just keep telling you that over and over and over again. And so what you need to do is you have to rewire that. You have to listen to things. You have to understand to separate the difference between guilt and shame. Guilt, I made a mistake, what I did was wrong, the action itself is wrong. Shame is I am a failure, I am wrong, I'm a mess, I'm bad. You need to separate the two, which is essentially taking your identity away from your mistakes. You are going to make mistakes in life. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has those days. Everyone is going to have some issues or do something differently. And depending on where you are in life, some people thrive in certain areas, some people thrive in other areas. Just because you make a mistake in one area doesn't mean that you're a complete failure at life. We have to learn to separate the two. And it takes a severe mental rewiring. Like a great example that I have in my head is like, for example, the wizard Liz, right? She may have made a mistake. She may have gotten married and got with this guy that or she wasn't married and he had all these red flags. She could take that situation and say, oh, I'm a failure, I might as well just give up now, everything is horrible. Or she could say, okay, yes, I made a mistake. It is very evident that I am not happy with the decision that I made, but I can still overcome it. I am going to work to overcome it. I believe that I can overcome hard things. I believe that this does not mean that my life has to be miserable because of this mistake that I made. You can overcome these things and you can do so in a way that is lifting and can help pull you out of the state. So listen to those people, play it on repeat. I mean, I'm telling you as your like big sister, as someone who loves and cares about you, this is what I would tell to my best friend, to my sister, my brother, like anyone that I truly loved. I would say you need to play the positive mindset, the positive thinking videos over and over again. David Goggins, I love listening to him. He might not be for the faint of heart because he cusses and he is kind of savage. He says kind of mean things, and depending on your background or what you're dealing with, it may not help you. But I had to listen to things that were like, get up, don't quit, believe in yourself, understand that life is hard. You can still like overcome something challenging. I had to force myself to listen to it. I had to force myself to listen to people who had positive mindsets, and it was just on repeat. It was on repeat so much that it changed my inner voice, my inner dialogue, so that I started to truly believe like I am capable, I am strong, I am wise, I am amazing, I am a blessing. I had to do all of that, and that is like so important. I feel like that's the longest tip, but you have to do this. It is so pivotal. Read your Bible, journal, do whatever you can to truly do it, and not again in the like manifesting your dream life. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think there's anything. Well, there can be manifestation can have its pros and cons, but it's more about healing. It's the mental aspect of healing It's talking to yourself in a way that is life-giving, that is mature, that is loving. Next thing that I did was I learned to truly understand my value. I had to really, really wrestle with and grasp what my value was as a human being. And without getting all preachy and churchy with you guys, I truly believe that we all have value of being a human being. If you have the capacity to love someone else, you have value. That is where value stems from. It stems from the love that you have, the good that you can do in this world. That is value. So if you are in a situation and you're like, look, I don't know what value that I have in this world, try to create value by doing good things for people in this world. Volunteer, pray for others, uplift others, smile at others, encourage others, be courteous, open doors. These are traits and habits that you can do that will help you bring more value into this world so that you can essentially create a world of more people who are loving and kind and happy and generous. Those are your priorities. Those should be your priorities. I understand. And I think sometimes, honestly, it just kind of hit me right now. I think part of the reason that some people or women feel as though we don't have value, which you shouldn't feel this way at all. But I think part of the reason is because if you are not contributing to this world in a positive way, it kind of does make sense that you would feel as though you're not valued or valuable. Because let's say you were just an online bully and you just kept saying hateful things on everyone's comments. Maybe you would feel sad. Maybe you would feel devalued. And if you're the type of person who's just scrolling every day, the way that you can feel more valuable is by adding value into this world, volunteering, encouraging others. And some people think I help one of my family members, that's volunteering. No, going out and seeking people who are in situations like you and pouring into them is volunteering. That is how you create value in this world. That's how you create joy in this world. That's how you can be more loving in this world. These are the types of things that you should do. I'm sorry. I guess you guys are probably like, I wasn't trying to be checked. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I have to tell you, that might be why you feel that way. But by doing good and trying to be loving, that is how you're going to have more value and feel better about yourself. Because it would make sense to not feel valuable if your only value is coming from scrolling on your phone. Sorry, but the truth hurts. Add is being valuable though. So after everything that I said, and mind you, all I said was, I understand why you may feel that way, but it doesn't mean it's justified, right? Being valued doesn't mean being chosen. Being chosen by a man or a friend, a girl, a parent does not give you value. You have value that already exists because you have the capacity to love and do good, kind, loving things in this world. That is where value comes from. It comes from your ability to be loving, to serve, to be kind. That is value. That is the source of value. So when you have that capacity, when you are a human being already capable of love, already existing with value, you truly learn not to let someone else take it from you. You learn not to give it away. You learn not to say things about yourself. You learn not to shame yourself. You learn not to put yourself in situations that would compromise your value. You learn to truly fight for yourself, fight for those you love, fight for your purpose, your mission in a way that is just much more passionate and much more forceful. What I did was I got my hair done. I scheduled my hair appointments. I don't know if this can help the regular average person. This is what worked for me. I am just telling you, this worked for me. This was a game changer for me. Now, I don't know your financial situation. I can't I don't know. But I will tell you that that was something that truly helped me. I don't know why, I don't know the science behind it, but it made a huge difference in my life. I don't know if it just has to do with like maybe insecurities I had with my hair, but I would recommend if you're gonna splurge on anything in life, splurge on your hair. I don't know why. I don't know why. Splurge on your hair. Or let's say if you have really bad skin, I would say splurge on like getting your skin cleared or healed. Or if you're extremely unhealthy, I would say splurge on a trainer. But for me, that was the thing that like healed me or helped heal me. Again, I'm sorry. It does. It worked for me. I don't know. I'll try it. I think it just had a lot to do with my confidence. I think it had a lot to do with how I perceived myself in the world. I just felt like when I got my hair done, I felt like I looked and identified with the person that I truly wanted to be in this world, which was put together and just like aesthetically pleasing. And so that just helped me feel so much better. So I say find what your thing is and schedule it regularly. If you don't feel like showing up, if you're like, I just don't feel like it, I'm not in the mood, just do it anyways. Like go out. Do not let someone else prevent you from shining and from having this beautiful glow. Another great example, and random, super random, and I'm hoping it fits in with this video, is I remember watching this clip on Ashley Dalton, and she was this, I guess she like went up to one of her fans one day, or her fans came up to her and they had a bonnet on, and Ashley was like, what are you doing? Take your bonnet off. And the girl was like, I just went through a breakup. And it's so eye-opening because the older you get, the more you realize that going through a breakup is hard. And I am not going to tell you that it does not take time. It takes weeks, days, whatever. But according to the video, the girl actually, I guess, had her hair done and it was like freshly done, but she was just not in the mood, so she just wore a bonnet. And I want you guys to just truly hear me out when I say this. If you are going through something painful, there's going to be like a reasonable amount of time that you can go through to get over it. And then there's going to be the excessive amount of time, right? Now, depending on the pain, depending on the trauma, I'm not going to be the one to tell you. I'm going to let you define what you think is a reasonable amount and what is excessive. Because every experience is different. Every person heals differently. But I want to say that from the perspective of if you are going through something painful, let's say a breakup, and you get your hair done, but instead of wearing your hair done, you say you want to cover it in a bonnet, you are like hiding yourself from the opportunity to meet and have better in our lives. Like some of us, we go through these painful situations and we wonder like why there isn't a light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes we're literally blocking it. Sometimes we're literally self-sabotaging and you don't even realize it. And that's why it's so important to understand that you don't want to be the roadblock between where you could be. There's so many things that we do that we don't even realize that could be hurting our opportunity. Like for example, a great example that I have too is like, have you ever been into a guy and he's just like not that into you? And for whatever reason, you are like, I need him. I don't know what it is. All these other guys are like, hey, how are you? And you're like, no, I need that one. I don't know what it is. I need him. But you are so obsessed and focused on something that is like not even worth your time. They don't care about you. You really shouldn't care about them. They haven't shown you any traits of value, anything that would make them be desirable. You're just like projecting yourself onto them and have this like fake perception of what you think your life would be like with them. And so you start chasing them and you start obsessing over it. And it's like let it go. Like you got to heal. You've got to move on. You've got to realize that there are things that are just so much better and so much more important than this situation. The next thing that I did, and I feel like this is probably one of the most exciting parts of the video, is I had goals and I had hobbies. I know that having goals and having hobbies is so paramount, amazing for the glow up in the healing process of a woman in particular. Having goals, it does something to you. And they weren't goals that were like, I want to manifest being a millionaire by 30 or whatever. Like it wasn't anything like that. They were goals that were tangible and that were just gave me something that I could strive for like every week or every day or just on a smaller scale. So one of them was like I wanted to go to the gym more. And so I ended up going to like a gym that had these specialized CrossFit classes that I truly loved. And I just started like doing little goals here and there. I had little things like I wanted to meal prep this week. I wanted to go to a different restaurant this week. Little goals that I could just look forward to, little goals that just gave me joy, little goals of I want to read a book. I want to, like, I found something to strive towards that wasn't just I want to scroll on my phone. It actually gave my life and my time more purpose and more value, and I just felt like I was not wasting my life away like scrolling or doing random things that eventually I was like, wait, what did I even do? I don't remember. The other thing that I did is I got hobbies. There are so many hobbies that you can find that will help you glow up, and I feel like you have, like, I am begging you to find a hobby that aligns with what you truly are interested in. I'm gonna put a list on the screen of all the different hobbies that are really fun for girls and just feminine. I recommend more feminine hobbies because I feel like that's more on trend with my channel. But whatever, nose goes, whatever you want to do, go for it. But I would recommend finding some hobbies. You could do golfing, sculpting, running, you could knitting, crocheting, cooking, tennis. I mean, there's so many things, painting. There's so many things that you can do that you can just associate with yourself that can just be fun, uplifting, dance classes, finding something that speaks to you, that gives you joy, that gives you purpose, that is exciting for you to do. I recommend just doing it, putting it on your calendar and just going for it. Like if you want to learn how to paint, buy the supplies, have it come to your house, do Amazon, order everything you need and just like get into it. Like volunteering, I do a lot of volunteering. Because I make content, I love to make and do. I love to have little hobbies just because it's like fun. I can record it, but I also I'm making my life enjoyable. I feel like life, you only get one. So why waste your time just being sad and miserable and bored scrolling, looking at other people do fun things? Like, you don't even realize it. If you don't have hobbies, your hobby is watching other people have hobbies. Like, that is literally it. So you want to take over that so that you can start being the fun, exciting, interesting person with hobbies. The other good thing about having hobbies is that you surround yourself with other people who have interesting lives and goals and ambitions. And let me explain, right? So let's say you have some friends and your friends don't have hobbies. So what are they talking about? They're talking about their man, they're talking about their job, they're talking about they really like gossiping. There really isn't any depth or excitement or passion in their life. Whereas when you have friends with hobbies, they're interesting, they're exciting, they have a goal, they go after it. And when you realize you are the sum of the people that you surround yourself with, the friends that you have, if they don't have any hobbies, they're boring. And I'm not saying like going to the gym isn't fun or like isn't something that's useful, but I feel like going to the gym is not a hobby. Having a hobby is doing something consistently that you enjoy, that is exciting. Now, if you go to the gym and you're in like fitness competitions or you do workout classes, like, whatever, if you go to the gym and you like to stay there for long periods of time, okay, I can kind of see it being a hobby, but you want to find something interesting in your life because life has so many amazing things that you can do. So why not pursue something exciting in addition to what you have to do that might be mundane or it might be a little sad or just kind of like take the life out of you. Try to replenish your life with a hobby and something fun. So yeah, you teach others how to treat you. If you allow someone to text you in the middle of the night, if you allow someone to say an inappropriate comment to you, if you allow someone to look you in your face and roll their eyes whenever you say something or make mean comments to you or laugh at you, like if you allow people around you to do that, without correcting them or removing yourself, preferably removing yourself, it will enable you to feel less than. It will enable you to have a lower self-esteem. These are things that will cause you to feel that way. You have to be willing to walk away from people that don't serve you. A great example too is when you imagine there's this guy that you really like. I have another, just because I think this is a good example. So the same guy, and you just really like him. If he's not actively pursuing you, respecting you, calling you, checking on you, talking to you with a loving voice, what is it that you love about them? What is it that you like about them? What could they be doing that makes you want them so badly in your life? Like their credentials, their pedigree, their height, their looks. How is that truly serving you? Why would you chase someone who doesn't actually do anything to bring value into your life? Like, you don't need to focus on being chosen. Being chosen is not a gift. It's only being chosen by someone who truly loves you and respects you. And even then, you have all of your hope in them, because human beings are prone to flaws. They're prone to sin. They're prone to making mistakes. So you have to realize that your value, your identity, your self-worth cannot be dependent on what someone else is saying or giving or ascribing to you. You ascribe your own value. You decide. If you want to decide that you're worth millions of dollars and no one can have access to you because unless they put forth effort, that is a choice that you make 100% on your own. Being selective, unique, chasing goals, educating yourself, reading, like looking for activities that will help you become a better version of yourself. These are things that are going to actually be worthwhile, and these are things that are going to help you see the value that already exists within you.